Alright guys, this is a anime larpers aren't real bro video, so let's check this out. Let's watch this. Let's go. I'm not really sure what we're watching here, but this is Emery when she cosplayed somebody and got the name wrong, I believe.
LARP or LARPing is a term that stands for live action role playing, but as of recently, it's been used as a slang term to describe someone who's desperately trying to act or be someone or something that they clearly aren't. In other words, it's another
like an
way of saying
anime
they being
watcher.
a poser. And ever since the great anime shift during COVID, where everyone
everybody got an anime and gaming.
Anime was peak fiction. You started seeing people LARPing being an anime fan almost constantly. And bro, it's genuinely the dumbest and funniest shit I've seen, because people LARPing being an anime fan, you can genuinely tell that they actually have no idea what they're talking about.
I don't know why you don't just watch it
on TikTok or Instagram Reels. They only ever talk about scenes that are very commonly seen in edits that people make of characters online and act like they've been on that shit for years.
That's valid.
Example,
I did not.
Zero is one of my favorite animes I've watched, and I've seen.
I like them talking about it and stuff, and like he's actually like going to depths about certain things, about explaining it so people understand it more. Because I was always under the impression that LARPing was just the concept of you just cosplaying as something that you've never really seen. But he's like saying how they talk about popular scenes and all this shit, which I think is really good to hit on because I did not know that. Also, ReZero, I haven't finished this.
Being a fan of this series, all because of this Subaru walking up the stairs trend and him being a quote-unquote ore monster. Like, bro, please either watch the series or pick up the manga and read. Please, I beg of you, read. If you were to sign these LARPers up for a read anything challenge against, I don't know, performative Kai Cenat on a timer or fuck ass for Kai, they would make Kai Cenat.
I think the funniest part of this video so far is the fact that he mentions Rakai when we literally just sat there and watched an entire Mr. Beast video where we just like felt actually like brutalized in my head watching Rakai on the screen, bro.
And Rakai look like Yale or Harvard graduates with a 4.0 GPA and seem like the smartest people in the room. That's how bad the LARP has been getting this year. Bro, deadass, nowadays you got HUDs putting anime characters as their profile picture from an anime they've never watched a episode of in their life.
Well, that's not too bad though.
Hilarious.
That's not too bad though. Like they might just like the appeal of the character, but I do understand what he's saying. I get it.
It's actually crazy how like 10 years ago you'd be getting absolutely
Yup.
for fucking with
By those people too, probably.
You'd be getting called an ugly fat fucking chub with no friends or HUDs, getting your chain snatched in broad daylight and just blatantly disrespected. However, ever since the start of the 2020s, everybody and their mom just started bandwagoning harder than motherfuckers who became Warriors fans in 2017. And even the HUDs are more open to watching it than ever before. It for real went from watch anime, yeah, bro, yo, bitch ass, chop, fat, no money, broke, homeless, having ass, to
They still would do that just without the anime part.
Fun Titan event and skin bundle in Fortnite is low-key tough. Who is this dude? Levy? Oh yeah, he low-key.
I don't mind people joining in though, like saying they like anime.
They are so tough. Just
getting names wrong also is
names in ways you
insane.
never thought was possible.
That's true though.
Like, dog, shut your
Those are
lucky
there's
ass
some who
up.
actually
Like,
watch
bro,
anime
in
who
the
do
big
that.
2026, you got streamers like Nick 830, LARPing being a goddamn solo leveling fan, saying shit like
Sung Jinwoo, that guy's my favorite when he does all of his crazy
Sung Jinwoo. Why did you have no when he does it?
anime stuff in the show. It really makes my day.
Oh, he's trolling. He's apparently trolling. Nick A30 is just a troll, bro. He's not real.
Blood Red Commander. I mean, this guy is
Igris,
the most scariest villain of all time.
most scariest villain. He is. You realize he's literally like the epitome of like he is a villain in the sense. He's just a monster. He's not a villain. That's crazy. That's crazy. This isn't real. I didn't know that was even a thing. Him finding that clip is I would want to cry.
Believe that Nick 830 said all of this based on his own free will. This was like when LeBron James was LARPing reading a Malcolm X book and an interviewer
The Lelouch picture is fire as fuck, dude. Like literally.
asked him what he thought about it, and he deadass was on the first page of the book. His ass was just completely lying about it. Like, twin, this man was deadass just straight up
One sec, chat. One sec. My PC's being weird as hell. That'll work.
making shit up about solo leveling, making his own story like he's in a creative writing class. The cherry on top for this clip for me though
Creative
was
mode
him
in
saying
for
Jinwoo does
Crazy
crazy
anime
anime
stuff.
stuff in his shows and movies. That has deadass gotta be the biggest LARP statement I've ever heard in my lifetime.
You just see one scene, bro. Crazy anime stuff. Saying crazy anime stuff is literally just a relation to you don't watch it or you've seen one. Like he's just say like his his knife skills, his summoning, like, and then to say say Icarus is actually a villain is crazy. Like, he's literally a monster. He's not a villain. And the entire concept of Icarus shows that he's not a villain. Who he was before shows he was a knight. He is literally just a knight who is not a knight anymore. That is it. That is the epitome of Icarus. He's still defending his post. That's it. Like, oh, I guess you could say he is still a knight, but he's not who he was. You know what I mean? Back in the day.
Frame of the show in his life. Not even the infamous Emiru clip that I showed you guys in the beginning is out LARPing this.
Oh no, that's crazy.
Somehow makes Emiru look like an actual knowledgeable fan of Chainsaw Man that reads the manga. By the way, if you couldn't tell already, absolutely nothing he said was accurate at all. Like, now, what kind of show was bro watching? That shit is not solo leveling. This is duo XP. And also, why out of every single anime you will want to LARP being a fan of, out of all the endless peak options such as Full Metal Alchemist, Naruto, Hunter x Hunter, why would you
these are just OG animes that are goated, yes, but
voluntarily choose solo leveling? This is the same.
It was the character he saw.
Same thing as having all the food options in the world around you at your disposal at any time, but you settle for some fuck ass Whataburger, bro. Like, all you got.
It was the character on screen. I think if you just like actually like take into like the concept, like if you just look at the screen and be like, oh, so by the way, concept, I swear to God, is my word of like the decade. My bad, I'm back. Welcome back. But if you just look, like the character he was hovering over, Sung Jin Woo, he just wanted to LARP on that because that's who was on screen in that moment in time. That was pretty much it. And it was probably the event that was going on. So he probably wanted to appease to viewers who actually watch solo leveling in the worst way possible. Also, why do people gotta hate on solo leveling, bro? It's a good ass anime. Good anime, bro. It's a good anime to start on. It's a solid anime. Yeah, bro. It doesn't have the most context, like insane story, but that's like saying that's like going ahead and watching like Arrow CW, Flash CW, all these like these good shows that aren't the most like, that's like watching any cop show. That's like watching any action movie. Bro, they're not the most in-depth stories, but they're entertaining, they're good to watch. Like, there's no reason to shit on them. Like, Soul Living is a solid, if you want to be like discredit it to the max of the ability, a 5 out of 10. But it is a solid 6 out of 10, 7 out of 10 to me easily. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and say Soul Living is the best anime ever. I like the manga way more, but like it definitely has its downsides. But it is an entertaining anime for newcomers, and also just in general, it's a good anime. I don't know. Probably pissed off.
In that series is Sung Jin Woo Aura Farming being OP, and then Chai Hae-in being.
I just want to point this out, that it's also the factor that Sung Jin Woo is literally fighting for his family the entire time, going into fucking dungeons, risking his life, and then he gets the chance to finally show up and actually be something more than he was. And yeah, maybe, like I said, the story is not great and the character development, whatever. Like, but like Sung Jin Woo's character development is actually something, and it's called Soul Leveling. It's not called Let's Have a Fucking Friend Party. It's not called Fairy Tail, which is literally the name of the club, or Naruto, which is about Naruto, but they're like, Naruto wants to be liked by everybody. It's about personality. It's about doing stuff. And this is a manga, by the way, so I guess it's like, I don't know. I just hate when people shit on Soul Leveling and say shit like this, like the characters aren't cool, and like the factor that it's just all about Sung Jin Woo Aura Farming. Yeah, like it is. That's a lot of it. But you know that getting into it. And B, it starts off like fucking crazy and it continues. Like, this guy is learning as he, bro. There's just so much more to it. I don't know.
Everything else is just straight made, but all this shit is
That's
not
fine.
even as
I agree with
bad
that.
as the amount of LARP you can find with people LARPing being a Jujutsu Kaisen fan. JJK is probably the most popular modern anime that's out right now.
Really?
And because of that fact, you
I mean, I knew that,
people
but
LARPing being fans of the show and manga 24/7. But it's actually 1,000 times worse than just your average LARP you see on
It does
TikTok
sound a
or
little
Instagram
different.
Reels, because this fan base is genuinely so fried. We already have that bullshit
Nah,
that is
I'd win.
lobotomy Kaisen, but then you add on having arguably the most amount of fans LARPing being fans of the show on the internet, and I damn near lose my mind every single time I'm hearing these motherfuckers talk about the show in any sort of detail, because it's just blatant.
Who's he talking about? I want to hear.
I hear a single sentence that you can comprehend.
I wanna hear who he's
JJK
talking about.
Fans, when it has to do with anything that isn't Gojo versus Sukuna or Toji related. First of all, you got every single gym bro that posts on TikTok his workout routine absolutely glazed the fuck out of Toji religiously because of his physique, and that's the only reason why they know him. And 80%
Actually,
of the time, they got him as
I
the
love
profile
Toji's
picture,
character.
and it's specifically the one of him
Like his-
walking
like
past
how
Naoya
badass he
Aura
is.
Farming. Just lift the weights, gang. Second, half of where all the JJK fans can't read comments come from are because of these fuck-ass LARPers only seeing the edits of the characters from the show, like I mentioned earlier, and they don't actually know anything about the series other than Tuka Donka is Hikari's theme. Adding on to the statement, the craziest thing about this shit is that the LARP has gotten so bad bad within this fandom that has for real became a trend in the Jujutsu Kaisen fanbase to speak about characters as if you were LARPing being a fan of the show. Like, people now just refer to the Gojo versus Sukuna fight as Red versus Blue Judas. Yuki, as of recently, is being referred to as Face da 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 da. Yuji is now referred to as Jumping Guy because of this animation. They refer to Hikari as the song I mentioned earlier, Tuka Donka Guy, and they are also referring to this character Ryo Ishiguro as Jane Juliet Guy. Like, bro, how do we come up with this shit?
I've never heard that in my life,
Reading
but
all these
wow.
dumbass names makes me think even more that this fan base is a social experiment, because ain't no way real people genuinely thought of this shit, and it somehow always goes viral and becomes the next way for JJK fans to go further into psychosis. And
That's
JJK
crazy.
isn't the only anime I've been seeing that be getting LARP constantly.
Naruto?
Throughout the past few months on TikTok,
Or Dragon Ball?
has an infamous LARPer I just be seeing on my feed.
No
about
way.
There's this one guy on TikTok who covers the weekly chapter leaks for the Blue Lock manga, and in this one clip a few months ago, he's talking about how one of the characters, Kaiser, scored 3 goals within his game in the U20 World Cup, and then mid-video just decides to start LARPing and says
Currently, as it stands, Kaiser scores a total of 3 goals against whatever team he's going against, and one of them happens to be a hat trick.
Like, bro, I don't even got football knowledge like that, and I know what a hat trick is, but this guy clear as day had zero ball knowledge whatsoever. Oh my god. Bro was describing a hat trick like Kaiser was hitting black flashes on the goalie during the game, or as if he was pulling off some sort of magic trick during the game that involves a hat. Like, I don't know why he would use the term if he didn't know what it meant, and also, it's not rocket science. All it takes is one Google search to figure out what it means. This man couldn't escape being called a LARPer, like how SGA cannot escape being called a free throw merchant every time he plays a game of basketball. In conclusion, don't just be LARPing something because it's trending at the moment.
Wait, what did he get wrong there? Wait. Oh my god, there's no way he just said that. Holy f. I actually needed to like replay that because I was like, what? Like, he's pretty close to the correct terminology of hat trick. He scored 3 goals against whatever team he was going against, and he inevitably scored a hat trick. Now, bro says one of them. Chat, he's saying one of those goals was a hat trick. Brother, how are you watching Blue Lock and you don't know what hat trick means? By the way, hat trick is a normal thing in any game, like in any sport. Well, I mean, hat trick, yeah. It's like if you play soccer, like in soccer, right? Or more goals in soccer, hockey, or lacrosse, right? It's called a hat trick. Brother, you like, I guess just Rocket League. I don't know, bro. I've heard hat trick on a daily basis. That's what they call scoring 3 goals. It's just something you pick up. Damn, that's embarrassing. I'm not gonna lie. That's not something to be fair though. Like, I wouldn't say it's a LARPer. That's just lack of knowledge.
I know what a hat trick is, but this guy clear as day had zero ball knowledge.
To say one of them was a hat trick is weird. I don't understand how you do that.
Figure out what it called because it's trending at the moment. Be a fan of something that you actually like.
Exactly.
If you're going to LARP being a fan of something, please, on everything that I love, watch or read the source material.
No, 100%. You should not just fake it. Fake it till you make it, I guess. Taurus type shit. Dude, that was a W video. Holy, I love this guy's video, dude. Nenjuno. That was so fucking cool. That was awesome. W video.